Hi everyone, welcome to the first edition of Bending the Lines, a circular lens of industries. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Shashwat Gangwal and I'm the founder of InfinityBox. InfinityBox is pioneering the circular economy revolution in the food delivery industry by providing reusable food-grade containers instead of the single-use plastic containers which we use today. After 3 successful pilots, having reached out to more than 40,000 people, having reduced over 50 kgs of single-use plastic waste, we have been able to establish a partnership with India's largest food delivery platform, Swiggy. Soon, we will be rolling out with them across the country and will work very hard to do away with the 36,000 tons of single-use plastic waste which the food delivery industry generates today. Our efforts have been recognized by several national and international platforms. We were ranked in the top 15 in the world by Millennials Oceans Challenge in 2019, and recently we made it to the top 50 startups across the world selected by Hull Prize. But this podcast is not about InfinityBox. Over the year and a half of our experience in trying to educate people about circular economy and why it is the need of the hour, it has led to several revelations which have both positive and negative aspects. The leaders of the world, the UNs of the world, the NGOs, the social entrepreneurial incubators, all of these keep talking about circular economy. And to be honest, it's a great thing to see that people are starting to understand that circular economy is the only way for us to achieve the SDGs and live a sustainable life. See, there are committees being formed, there are solutions which young innovators are coming up with, and organizations are starting to adopt. And all of this tells you that we are moving in the right direction. The question is though, are we moving at the right pace? Problem is that people like you and me, who are ultimately going to be responsible for what happens to our planet and what kind of a planet do the future generations get, we aren't really aware of any of this. We don't understand what circular economy is and how it can be applied across industries and in our daily lives, so that we can also play our part. To us, it is just another one of those terms that the environmental geeks keep throwing around. But it's not completely our fault because we haven't been shown the reason for understanding what circular economy is and why it is the way forward. The biggest problem facing us today is that we really haven't been able to move away from a linear economy. And this is why we are conducting this podcast, to bend those lines and to provide a circular lens to everyone in terms that we can all understand, and that too directly from the people who are doing it on the ground. During the course of this podcast, we will be talking to people who have led the sustainability verticals of Fortune 500 companies, people who have built startups from the ground up in the sustainability and circular space and have been recognized all over the country. People who are working with the regulatory authorities to ensure that we are moving towards a more sustainable and circular economy. People who are representing our country at prestigious international forums. They are all coming together to help us, the Millennials and the Gen Z, to understand the importance of adopting circular practices and to ensure that we have a future to look forward to. It is my earnest request to all of you to tune in and spread the word. Because after all the pandemics and the wars end, one war which we will always be fighting for is the one for our planet and for our future generation. Thank you so much and hope you join us on this journey over the course of the next few weeks.